cloud. There you go. And could you show your score? Whatever you got, whatever you've got.
Okay.
And make sure that the sound is working on your DAW, on the share. Okay. And take us to the top of the page. Okay, so is this a solo piano piece, Vedant?
Yes.
Okay, who's playing?
I guess I will be playing.
It'll be just, are you making an acoustic recording or is it going to just be DAW? Like a
Well, I think for this is for now it's gonna be DAW.
Yeah.
But later on, I mean I'd have to move my computer over to my piano.
Okay. So what I'd like to, let's just look at the first few things. I want everybody, this is also as an opportunity to practice our score reading. And I love this piece. Thank you so much for sharing it, Vedant. This is great. Right away, looking at the left hand, does anybody see anything going on in a pattern? Do you recognize any patterns in Vedant's piece?
It's all octaves.
It's all octaves. Yes. What else?
There's a descending
Could you turn
pattern.
off your microphone? Oh, yes, turn off your speaker. A descending pattern, yes. And what about the repetitive nature of the rhythms? I think the rhythms are very similar. And what else? We always start on the G, on the downbeat, and it goes up an octave. So it's going to be a very tonal thing. Could you play that for us, Vedant? Just the first few measures.
Can you hear that?
No, I can't hear it yet. Did you share the sound with the shared document?
Let me check.
Yeah, that you can unshare, close the share, then before you hit shared again, you'll go share, and then down in the lower left-hand corner of the window, it'll say share the audio. And let's look at it again. And by the way, I'm wearing my Capture CD t-shirt today. It's saying seeing is believing. So this is Capture today. Okay, go ahead. Oh,
it says to share your computer audio, please install the Zoom audio device.
Oh, you're not on the on Zoom on the audio device. I'm trying to think what that would look like. Do you know how to do that?
No.
Okay. Could you email that to me, your score? And Florence, are you ready to go?
Well, right now, I don't have that much in the DAW. Like I have, I don't think there's a lot to look at. So
I know it probably isn't. Let's look at it. Just let's have a chance to at least look at it and see if there's some things you might do to take it further to the next step. Could you share? And Vedant, you have to unshare. You have to give me the host duties again.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. And you're going to text me or email me your score. Is that right?
Yes.
And what software are you using?
Sibelius.
I don't have Sibelius. Not good. Let me see if I'll try to convert it to my application. And Florence, there you go. I'm the host. Florence, I'm going to give you the host job. Host, make the host. You're the mostest of the hostess. There you go. Could you share your score and the audio before you hit share? There should be a click box in the lower left-hand corner.
Wait, would it work if I shared both the MIDI and the PDF separately?
you should only need to send the MIDI because
Yeah.
it works with everything.
And actually, we can share the MIDI without having to send me the email. So this is, right now is Florence, is that right, Florence?
Yeah.
Okay, have you started it yet? There you go.
Sounds really empty right now, but I'm adding more to
Great.
it. That's all I have. I haven't even
That's
added the
fine.
melody yet.
That's a really good start. Thank you very much. So just to catch us up, what is the what software are you using?
Cakewalk.
Cakewalk, great. And how did you put this piece together? Did you start with the harmony or did you start with the very opening sounds that you put into the DAW?
Well, I started with the figuring out what chords I wanted to use, and then the yes, yeah, I just
You started with that chord?
yeah.
And did you try any different voicings? That means what's the bottom note and the top note and the notes in between?
This is just a 7th chord.
Yep, exactly. And what's the second chord?
D major.
Yes. Keep going
They're
on.
all 7th chords. This
Yes,
is,
they are.
B minor, I think.
And what's this one?
This is E.
Minor.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking for is the bass note. Let's start with the bass note. What's the lowest note in the chords that you picked? Let's do the first chord.
It's a C.
Okay, next chord. And what's the bass note?
D. I think these are just the normal, like they're the inversions. Or
They
like the-
are. Exactly. And then that's E. That's E, goes to B, E. So you're basically going in fourths, back and forth between these.
Yeah.
So one of the alternatives, just to add some options, is to switch up the inversion. Not to change the chord, but change the bottom note. Now that's something that you, yes, there we go. Try that, start right there. Okay, next chord. Now I'm wondering if you would start with a different note on the top as well. What would be the top note in this first chord?
First chord, the top is B.
Yeah.
I feel like if I change to this, these two notes are too close to each other. so it doesn't-
Exactly. What about the E above? Make that
E.
top note now an E. That note, yeah. Yeah. And then the next note on the next chord, could you do a D on the top? So let's listen to 2 chords. Try it again. And see that what you're starting to do is outline a melody as well. And you might get inspired just by that sort of implied melody, filling in the notes from that E down to the D. you could do other notes that are going to come in as you go, as you unfold this. And as you created this piece, it starts with the same chord progression over and over again. But if you change the voicing, you're going to actually provide a little bit more interest to the ear and people. It's not just the same thing. You might actually start getting using that as you develop the piece, and you're starting to add more and more voices. Could we listen to from the very beginning what you already have? And then we go. Nice bass. Stop right there.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I noticed right away, you're already drawn to filling in more interesting things as you layer in stuff. This is not an uncommon practice for you. You've done this in almost every piece I've listened to. You start adding more elaborate things going on. And one of the things that you can do in the way you construct this is that the first iteration of that chord progression, you've got 4 chords that you're doing, is that I'm assuming? If you
Yeah.
start looking at stepwise in the voices, so you start on the E, then you go to the D, beep, and what's the third chord? I'm just thinking, I'm trying to remember if what is that third chord? Is that a D chord?
It's a B.
A B minor?
Yeah.
So you could have a D on the top as well. There you go. And you've got a D on the top. What's the next chord? In the next chord, what is the chord for the
E
next
minor.
one? Is what?
E minor.
An E minor. What other chord tone could you put into this chord note that would be part of the chord? E minor, G, B. So what's a step above in the chord? There'd be a G, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So let's go put a G in there. Is that a G? Or is that an, oh, let's
Yep.
do, yeah, let's go to G. And then what's the next chord? Is it an E chord again?
It starts with no, it's mine. It's an A minor.
Let's A minor. So with a G on it, right?
Yeah.
Put the same note, repeat that same note that you had at the previous chord, so that high G. And then one of the things you're doing in the chords that you're doing is you're creating a little bit of a melody each time that you can start elaborating using chord tones, but doing stepwise movements, common notes, meaning the same note repeated as you go through, or picking, going up and down and creating sort of an undulating idea. So let's play from the beginning and see how it sounds. And you can get rid of all of this and not save any of it, Florence. we're just trying to experiment. Let's start again.
After that.
Yeah, I
it's-
didn't hear the notes that we put in. I don't think I heard any of the notes that we put in. Did we do it in a different place, different location?
Mm, I don't think so.
I don't either. That's interesting. We put the notes in. I saw you write them in.
And then they disappeared.
It did disappear. But you see what we were trying to do?
Yeah.
You might try that and just not at the very beginning. I think what you have there at the very beginning is perfectly fine. And I'm not suggesting that anything is wrong, but I'm trying to give you some more of a range of choices so that when you start, you're doing the same chord progression, but you can actually alter it a little bit each time the iteration it comes around. The next time you can add stuff, and you've done that already in the way you're doing the accompaniment already. So there's a way to start thinking about this, not just the voicing the same, but actually giving a little bit more subtlety to the voicing of the chords. Hey, Vedant, are you taking off?
Yes.
I'm sorry we didn't get to your piece. We will get to it. Who is your teacher this week?
Eric.
Eric, and he is, I'm going to speak to, I'll talk to him about this. So when's your next lesson with him?
I'll have to check.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it's in the morning tomorrow, I think. Not sure.
Mhm.
So I'll talk to Eric a little bit about what we covered today. I'm sorry we didn't get to it. I know you've got a thing to go to.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You
Bye.
bet. And Nathan, could we listen to your piece? I'm gonna, oh,
I actually,
Florence,
don't
you need to
really-
share, hosting again.
I
How
don't
do
really
do
have
that?
anything shareable at the moment.
All right, that's fine. Now, are you using any live musicians, Nathan?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
so you're living is what you're telling me. Okay. So you don't have to really, you're gonna be recording all the things. So the first reading tonight, are you playing or are you amanuensis or conducting with any of the other composers?
I don't think so.
Oh, we missed that opportunity. You would be a great amanuensis. Among other things, you could be an amanuensis for Vedant or some of the other composers online or who are doing DAW pieces. Would you be willing to be an amanuensis during the first reading tonight?
Yeah, if somebody needs one.
There is somebody who needs one. Charlie Plant needs an amanuensis.
Yeah.
We're going to be sharing today the what's called the Matrix. This is before the Matrix was a movie. We had the title of Matrix. I just want to say that we got ripped off. We should be getting money for this idea, but the Matrix is going to be being shared very shortly. And on that Matrix, look for Plant, with an E on the end. And I will talk to Charlie and have you check in as the amanuensis. Now, the amanuensis, you remember last night when we were talking about this?
Yeah.
So you're the ears. You can't really help with the scores because he's not using paper. He's going to be doing his entire project is going to be a DAW project.
Nice.
So it'd be helpful to have a set of ears and eyes on what he's doing. Now he's changing his score from something that is digital, just audio tracks, and he's also going to create parts for making it into notation, standard notation. So it'd be helpful to have you be there tonight at we start at 6:30. You can look and find the time so you can be there during Charlie's reading, and we'll have Zoom sessions going on on all of those sites. That sound okay?
Yeah.
Excellent. And Florence, are you an amanuensis with anyone?
No,
Oh, and what about are you performing anybody's piece?
no.
You could.
Oh, actually, Randall, I cannot
Yes.
be here at 7 tonight.
Is that when his piece is?
Well, I can't be here tonight.
You don't, it may be at 6:30. And it's only
I-
for 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna get you the amanuensis job for Charlie. So we will have readings tomorrow starting, I don't know, at 6:30, I think is the time. Look for the Google Doc. It's gonna come to you and you'll be able to find out. What are you doing tonight?
Tonight I have a baseball game, and then tomorrow night I'm going to a concert.
Can I come? Which baseball? Are you going to the Twins?
No, I'm playing.
Oh, you're playing your games. Okay, so you're not going to be one of the Minnesota Twins. I got you.
No.
All right. All right. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Nathan. Let's, Kevin, do you want to share your score as it is right now? Florence, you're going to have to share the hosting.
I think I did.
Oh, you're so good. You're so good. I'm going to give you the hosting here just a second. There you go. And I would like you to hit, once you get there, I'd like you to hit record. So you can record again. It just continued recording? Okay, all right. And you can share your score. Okay, I need to get it bigger, not smaller. Okay. Did you push the buttons down when you shared the document? Did you say audio? Okay, great. Hold on a second. Just waiting for this to go on. I can see it here. Can you play your score? Okay. Oh, I was listening for a new harmony and there it came just then when I said, oh, okay. Let's do the first measure of the bottom of that page, first measure in the third staff. You see where I am? Yep. And play that from there. Let's listen to some more. Okay, another chord. Another one. Okay, could you stop right there, Charlie? Sorry, Kevin. Could you look at the first measure top of the page? Now, my question is there a different feeling there? What happens there? It's a different chord. Could you turn your microphone on? I'll turn my my headphone. There we go. Okay, say it again.
I think it like
I can't hear you. Can you hear him on the headphones? Oh, you can. Okay, good.
it lightens up a bit.
It lightens up and it changes character in some ways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So what I recognize is you've got a really good knack for the musical accompaniment to be has movement for it. But what ends up happening is because you're doing the same movement in the accompaniment all the time, it doesn't change character when the piece requires a change of character. You know what I mean? There's a couple of easy ways to do this in each composition. This is not just for your piece, but it's for all of our pieces. You can suddenly change the register. You could put up the accompaniment in the right hand, and the melody can now be in the left hand. That's step one. Would be just do the same thing. You're just switching the register. So the melody would then go in the bass hand, and the accompaniment would go in the right hand. Here's another suggestion. Don't run just, if you're going to change the quality, what are the different ways? And I'm going to ask the room and as well as the online, are there any ideas about how to change to make things lighter rather than the Ritter, what new things can we do, a different approach? Anybody have any ideas? Yeah, Lucas. And also put your microphone on, yeah.
Yep. You should be able to hear me now.
Can you hear him? Okay.
So a lot of your rhythmic patterns involve like 16th notes or 16th note triplets. You could slow it down like dum bum 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 or whatever. You can
Just for eighth note, you
Yeah.
can go to eighth notes.
and your gestures typically go up and down. They don't go only up or only down. So you could change it by having it go like da 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 da.
So the shape of the
Yeah.
16th notes, if you just kept the 16th note,
Yeah.
just change the shape, change the register, that's two things you're changing. What else could we change? The third thing, Caleb or Love or Florence, Nathan, any of these ideas? Raise your hand if you got an idea. Yes, Nathan.
Another thing is there's not a lot of,
Can't hear you yet.
Oh.
Can you hear Nathan?
can you hear me?
You can. Why am I missing out on that? Okay, try it again.
The accompaniment seems to be going pretty consistently. So even keeping the 16th notes or whatever rhythm,
Yeah.
adding some space and breaking it up a little bit.
So give me an
Um,
example. Could you just sing an example of that?
Um,
But right now he's going doodle 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 doodle. That's what
like
he's
instead
doing.
of the do 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 do, you could be like do 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 do, and
Oh,
like
So
that-
you change the rhythm. It'd be 2/16 and an eighth.
yeah, or even just like rests that is either totally empty space, nothing there, or is filled in by another part. Just something to break up the cycle.
Great. And Lucas, what do you have?
I had another idea. I noticed that a lot of your part writing involves the string instruments as the melody and the piano as the accompaniment. You could switch that and have the piano take the melody for a bit and have like the violas go da 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 da. Just, you know,
4 good ideas. I mean, any one of those would be different. Do 2 of those, it'd be drastically different. Do 4 of them, it'd be like a different composition. It really would. It would have that quality. Are there any other ideas? Caleb, do you have anything? Florence, what about you? Do you have any ideas? Okay, I'll come back to you in a second. No, everything's perfect the way it is. We couldn't make it better. Wow. Florence, there's always room for improvement. Yeah, what?
One thing you
Philip.
could do is make the range of the accompaniment smaller, so it occupies less, like, less pitches and it feels,
Oh, you
smaller.
mean compress the it's an
range.
octave right
Yeah.
now. Make it something that's 3 notes that are next to each other, rather than boodle doodle doodle, but ba da 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 do 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 dee doo doo. And that's the other thing I would suggest is you could change within a measure. You basically keep the accompaniment figure, whatever that is, the same for the whole measure. You could change the third beat or the second beat and make it a different set of notes. Like Caleb suggests, have going ba da 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 do 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 do. So you set up a new pattern, a different pattern would also break up and create a different kind of experience, enrich that experience. That's a great idea. Let's go back to the top of the piece, Kevin, and listen to that. You know what? I'm just coming to the end of my time. Jordan is sitting there very patiently going, is he going to run over? Jordan is next. I think we're going to quit now while we're ahead. We're supposed to be done at 1:45. It's 1:43 right now. Please, would you let me say thank you for sharing your material. Thank you for being open to listening to new ideas. And this is the day of capture. Seeing is believing. So please keep working on your piece and we'll see you either tonight or tomorrow. Take care.